Hey everybody, I'm back with another tutorial. Now this one is going to be pretty bloody. Alright, let's just put that warning out there. It's all about blood. Different types of blood, how to use the blood, what it look like, the consistency. So pretty much blood 101 is what's gonna happen right now. So if you don't like blood, or if you're a little queasy, little skittish with some blood, maybe don't watch it, but it is fake, I promise you. I'm so excited to be partnering up with Camera Ready Cosmetics. All the things today that I will be using and showing you guys, you can purchase on their website, camerareadycosmetics.com, and I will make sure to add the prices along the way when I show you the blood. Now I know what you're thinking, Kristen, there is only one shade of blood, there's only one type of blood, but you would be wrong, okay? A brighter blood is going to be fresher, so it's just left the body, where a darker blood is more aged, I guess you could say. So that's because it's been oxidized, so it's darker, it's usually a little bit more brown undertone, whereas red, fresh blood, this is kind of creepy talking about this. I mean, this is what the video is about, so we're going in depth about blood, okay? I'm not a serial killer. I don't know why I know this much about blood, but I do. Now I'm gonna go through all the different bloods, tell you what they are, show you the consistencies of them all, and then we're going to put them to the test, and I'm going to demonstrate them all. Alright, so the first one I want to talk about is Stage Blood. This blood specifically, I would have to say is my favorite. It is the most realistic to real blood. It can be used in the mouth, that's why it has the zesty mint flavor, and then it can be used anywhere else you'd like it. The thing to remember about this blood is that it's non-drying, so it won't dry down and harden. It's going to still look kind of wet and runny. So you can see the consistency of this one. If I scoop it up onto my spatula and I just kind of let it run, you can see how liquidy it is, but see how it still has that shine? This is exactly why this is my favorite blood, because you can just see by the color, by the consistency, it literally looks like real blood. It's probably one of my favorites. Almost like corn syrup texture. It is sticky, so keep that in mind, that it is kind of like, it is a sticky blood, which blood is kind of sticky, so I mean, that's pretty accurate. The next blood we will be discussing is Thick Blood. This one is by Ben Nye. As you can tell, Ben Nye is the holy grail for blood. And if you can assume, it's thick. The best part about Thick Blood is that it stays for hours. It's long lasting and it stays put. Like wherever you put this, that's where it's gonna be, because obviously it's super thick. Because it has almost like a gel consistency, it's really great to form wounds. You can actually use it by itself. If you take a metal spatula, scoop some out, and kind of draw a line, it can replicate a cut very easily without having to do much work at all. And as you guys can see, it's extremely thick. So you can see how thick it is. It's really chunky. If you smooth it out a little bit more and have it thinner, it's a little bit of a lighter red, and then if you have it thicker, it's a little bit more of a darker red. Next up is definitely another one of my favorites. These are all my favorite, but this one's probably one of my faves, my go-tos. This is Fresh Scab by Ben Nye. Now obviously by the title, we can assume it has a scab effect. This is a very dark, rusty kind of color red, so it gives the impression that the wound has been sitting for a while, it's scabbed over. So when blood leaves the body, it immediately thickens and darkens because of the oxidation. Really does a great job giving that wound texture and almost like that clotted blood effect. I'm gonna just scoop a little bit on my spatula. So you can see that it is super thick. What is the difference between thick blood and scab blood? They look identical. I think this has a little bit more, this one's a little more gel-like, where I think the Thick Blood is really a lot thicker. So this one is my Fresh Scab, and then this one is my Thick Blood. If you can see. So you can almost see too, this has a little bit more shine to it than this does. Alright, next up is Mouth Blood. This one is by KD151. This is Theatrical Dark, so it is going to look the most realistic. So this is going to have almost like a syrupy consistency. It's safe for in your mouth. So you can see how runny that is. Smear it. I really like the effect that this Mouth Blood has though, because it kind of gives you this almost like, it's almost like when water and oil mix, it kind of separates, but it looks, I think it looks super cool, especially around the mouth. Like, let's just go ahead and demonstrate, like, let's do a little demonstration. So you drip it, and then you could like splotch it like this. So it gives it like this almost like patchy, speckled, bloody look, which is like it literally looks like you just sucked on someone's neck and drank their blood. Like, I like that effect that it gives. Alright, so next up is the Eye Blood. This one is by Kryolan, and they are known for their eye bloods. This does come in, I believe, red, black, yellow, and I think blue. I have the red one, but it gives the effect that your eyes are bloody, that it's dripping down out of your eyeballs. Super creepy, super awesome. Now, because it's going in your eyes, there's a few things to remember. You want to make sure you're not wearing any sort of contacts, special effects contacts, prescription contacts, anything at all. It would probably irritate, and it might stain your contacts as well. So we do not want that. Now, the other thing that's important to remember is once this is opened, you have about a month of a shelf life. And after you use it, you want to put it into the fridge. So it is a little bit of a jelly consistency. Now, it is liquidy, so it can go in your eye, but I find it does feel kind of heavy in your eyeballs, so it's different than your normal eye drops, things like that. Now, when you first put this in, it may be a little bit uncomfortable if you're not used to it, and it also will be a little blurry and then a little red. The more you blink, the more it will kind of pour out of your eye, and you'll kind of get rid of it. So you can see it's super runny, but it still kind of has a jelly consistency. So you can either put it at the bottom of your eye, or you can put it up at the top. If you put it at the bottom, I find that it starts to gather a little bit right at the base of the eye, and I feel like it comes out of the eye a little bit quicker. So I like to kind of go up here. Oh yeah. It does feel a little funny at first, so just be prepared for that. So you can see though that it's already pretty much out of my eyeball. So it is something you're gonna wanna reapply. Like that. And last but not least, you have blood capsules. Now, this one is by Nye. It is a blood cap pack. So it basically comes with everything you will need. So the first thing is capsules. So as you can see, they just look like little pill pockets. They're a little bit bigger than a pill, but, and then it does come with a small size of the Nye Stage Blood. You're gonna pour all the blood into the bigger, and then just put the cap on, and then pretty much you're just gonna put them kind of back here. You don't want to go too far back and put them like way in the back of your mouth, because then the blood will kind of just sit in your mouth and it won't kind of pour out of the mouth. So try to get it as close to the front, but still being able to obviously bite onto it. So I usually recommend just going with 2 and putting 1 on both sides, and then when you're ready to have the effect, you bite down on them. Oop. Okay. Actually, that was a perfect pour. Seal it off. Okay. Whoa. The perfect pour. I could be a bartender. Okay. I feel like I can't just put these blood capsules in and just bite down and call it a day. I have to do a little improv. So here we go. Action. I think that did it. Oh yeah, it worked. Oh yeah, that is authentic. That is authentic quality action. Oh. My tooth fell out. My tooth fell out. I found my tooth. I am going to apply this wound prosthetic. You can buy this off of Camera Ready Cosmetics. It is their small wide cut wound. I'm gonna put it on my cheek right there, and then I'm gonna show you guys how to fill it. Alright, so I went ahead and applied these prosthetics. I'm going to do a deeper wound and then a fresher wound over here. With a fresh wound, I would go in with my Nye Stage Blood, and you can either take a brush or you can take a little spatula. I'm gonna take the tip of the spatula. I like to take a sponge. You can kinda just take a little brush and I'll just go in a little bit thicker in some of those areas. If you get too much, just kinda take your sponge. Now over here, I would say start with some thick blood. I like to do a little bit around the edges. Take some of your fresh scab and literally just like lump it up. Like you can get a lot in there, you can get a little bit, but I kind of separate it. Like I don't put it all in one spot. I put it on the sponge and then go around the edge. If you kind of go like that and let it drip down your skin a little bit. Alright, so this wound you can obviously see is more of a gash, and you can see the effect of that scab blood, the thick blood. It really kind of gives it some depth and texture, and I actually left it open right there just because a full wound doesn't always have all of that like scabby, crusty, thick blood. And then like I said, you can use some of the stage blood to add drips around the wound so it looks more bloody. And then over here, more of a fresh cut. Again, I go in with the stage blood, kind of blend it out so it's a little bit of a lighter blood. And then just in like the very center of your cut is where you want to add maybe a little bit of thick blood and a little bit more stage blood. I would also like to give a big thank you to Camera Ready Cosmetics for sending me all these goodies and for allowing me to create this tutorial for you guys. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope you are more confident in blood and gore and wounds, all things blood. Thank you so much for watching. Go buy some blood.